Hi, I'm David Cooper, also known as Brad Daddio of the band Mellow, and this is our first episode 1 of our video blog talking about different aspects of the Mellow experience and how we achieve those things. And we're coming to you today from the sunny banks of Lake Champlain in Burlington, Vermont. I'm here with fellow Mellow fellow, Ken French, also known as Kenny Diggett. And we're here today to talk about the Sixties Experience Light Show. And Ken is the creator of that light show, and is just going to talk a little bit about how we did it, how you did it, and what it does. And
all right. Well, the big thing is it's a whole multimedia experience. So what started out as just going to be a light show turned into a video presentation that includes archival footage from the 60s, some other shots that the band has put together, and a recreation of the authentic liquid light show that was used back in the 60s.
You didn't just do it digitally, you actually created it in the real world first.
That's right. I did some research, and surprisingly enough, there's very little documentation from the late 60s about what these bands were doing. So I found I did find that there was a class at the Virginia State University a few years ago in rock lighting, and they did a lot of trial and error, and they recreated these steps to create the liquid light show. And so the first thing you need is this mineral oil. This is actually, it's a good lubricant, laxative, but it's a clear petroleum product, and that's the base for the oil. Now, of course, you can't take like food coloring or any kind of coloring and mix that because it won't mix with the oil. So you have to actually have an oil-based coloring, and so what they used was candy dye, and this is actual oil-based coloring. So these are your main weapons right here. So now basically I'm starting with some water, dropping in the colored oil, and it's kind of interesting, and over time the oil kind of does its own thing and makes its own patterns, or just manipulating the glass a little bit, swirling it. To get the pulsating effect of the color going in and out, you need a convex shape. So what they actually used were clock bezels, like the old kind of clock you'd see on the wall in the school or whatever.
Right. So I want to know, how do we get that into the digital realm? You've now videotaped it, and how do you get it at this point to react with the music during live performance?
This is where it got really hard. Because I wanted to, I know there's programs like After Effects and there's video animation programs that'll let me do the kind of pulsing to the beat that I want to do. But in order to do it in real time to an audio input, I found that Quartz Composer for the Macintosh was the way to do it. So we run a microphone on the stage that's triggered off the drums into a laptop running the Quartz Composer software, and I can wire all these different modules together so that there's video signals, there's still images, color filters, scaling, rotating, any kind of manipulation to the moving images can be altered in real time based on the audio input.
Wow.
Yeah. But that took a lot of trial and error to
I
get that
remember
working.
that.
Yeah. So I'll show you some examples. This is the one we do for the song White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane.
Yep. And
this is kind of the most prototypical sort of liquid light show from the Fillmore thing, because it's a Jefferson Airplane song.
What's funny is that even though we're in the band together, we don't usually get to see the light show.
That's right,
because we're facing the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's tempting to want to turn around and look at it.
Yeah, sometimes I really want to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of imagery going on, like a multimedia presentation, not just the liquid light show, but some archival images from the 60s.
Yeah.
So you kind of mix that together with the light, with the liquid light.
That's right. Well, certain songs actually have very strong visual themes that we present while we're playing the song. The song Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, you'll actually see the Kent State protests, the National Guard, Richard Nixon, other songs like Space Oddity by David Bowie, and you'll see the NASA shots, the moon missions. You see Neil Armstrong in the helmet. You know, it's pretty funny when you hear and you're singing. Here I'm in my tin can, and then there's actually footage inside the capsule.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know, you got to turn around and watch the show sometimes.
Looks like we have the full 60s psychedelic immersion going on between the liquid light show, the go-go dances, our costumes, the music. We really take the audience fully into the 60s experience without the drugs.
Exactly. It's good for the whole family. If you're old enough to remember, it's a great way to remember and relive those days. If you haven't seen it, you really ought to take a look. Check out our website, which is www.mellowyellowband.com, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the show. Right, Dave?
Thanks for coming by and checking us out. We'll see you soon.
3, 2, check ignition.